Okay, so Meta rolled out an update that completed last October. It actually was going on for about a year, and every marketer on the internet told everybody the same exact thing. You need more creative, you got to test more, produce more. Well, I spent the last 8 months testing this stuff, and I can tell you right now, more creative is almost never the answer for most coaches. It's just this marketer's gimmick. So here's what actually changed, and here's what you need to know. See, Meta pushed broad targeting. Now they've always wanted this. This is nothing new. But they were just kind of really, they were slowly taking away interests that you could use and taking away this and that and the other thing. And what they wanted to do is let your creative find the audience. Google's done the same thing. That's all they've ever wanted to do is so they could have more control over it because they figure, they have the data to figure it out, and they do at some level. But for high ticket coaches who need high ticket clients, this didn't really change anything. What works with high ticket coaches is offer clarity and qualified leads. So getting all this extra creative out there, putting out 20, 30, 50, 100 different creatives all sounds great. Test, test, test. But test is the misnomer word if there ever was one. Testing doesn't mean what most people think it means. The fact is that for high ticket coaches, we don't have the volume that Meta needs to make that work, which is you need about 50 conversions a week. And so you might say, well, Ben, I'm easily getting 50 leads a week. Not the same thing. I'm talking about 50 sales a week. It's a garbage in, garbage out. If you're getting 50 leads a week and they're crappy leads, well, guess what that's going to do? You're going to get more crappy leads. That's how it works. More creative, what that actually means is more noise, less signal at this price point. So it doesn't really help you. The lever that really moves the needle after this update is testing 2 to 5 creatives systematically. Same as we've always done. I mean, this is what we've been doing since the beginning. I mean, I started doing ads 20 years ago, and this is what we were doing. Part of it does depend on your budget, and that's true, but for the most part, this is the best way. You can use these 3x3 campaigns. Those work. I mean, they still work for high ticket coaching. Narrow targeting still wins at high ticket, so don't let the Andromeda update talk you out of it, because when you've seen it, if you've been doing your own ads anyway, you see they try to talk you into, oh, this is going to get you 10% more or 5% more or whatever it is. Do this, do that, do whatever's recommended. And it rarely works. It rarely, if ever, works, because remember, it was not designed for what we do. It was not designed for low volume sales. So the things that you want to check on with your ads, because you want to be careful, they'll sneak it in on you. You just want to, did Meta quietly widen your targeting without you knowing it, right? Did they, because they'll do that. Like you duplicate an ad and you duplicate a campaign and they add all this extra junk in there that you didn't need. So you want to check your audience settings. Now, happened to me. So it actually happened to me. Something I didn't know on my own ads, right? And I've been doing this how long? 20 years, so like I said. So if it happens to me, it can happen to anybody. So is your lead to call ratio slipping? Have you noticed that? That's a good indication that maybe your targeting isn't right. So broad targeting almost always shows up in poor lead quality. That's how you can tell that broad targeting isn't working or that you're using broad targeting. Look, Meta's going to keep updating stuff. That's just not going to stop. But the fundamentals for high ticket coaches, they're not going to change every time that they do. So if you know what those fundamentals are, then you're not going to be starting over every 6 months when there's some kind of new update. Now, if you haven't watched episode 180 on offer math and targeting, here it is next.